Hi, everybody. Welcome to this live pick a card reading. Yay! I'm so excited to be here. Oh, 1 second. Oh, pardon me. Okay. I'm super excited to be here. Hey. So, tonight we're going to be getting into a um pick a card reading that was a suggestion by Farboa. I hope that's how you say it. This was suggested about a month ago, and I'm just not getting to it, girl. I'm so sorry. But I've been busy, which is why the zodiac readings kind of took longer than I wanted to. But I'm so happy those are done because now we can focus on some other fun topics. So if you have a question or a video idea that you want me to do, just drop it in the comments, and I am always happy to fulfill you guys' requests. Sometimes I am not that creative and I don't know what readings to do. So let me know what you want. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, we're going to be getting into how you can increase your confidence. How can you be the baddie that you say you are? How can you be, the baddest bee in the room? Even if there could be a million baddest bees in the room, but you one of them, you know what I'm saying? How can you step up your game? How can you show out? All right? So that's what the reading is about today. Before we get into the groups, I do want to just make a few announcements. Announcement number one, if you want or if you enjoy my daily messages that I post, I am no longer posting them on YouTube. I'm working smarter, not harder. And I started posting them on Instagram first. I post them in my story every day. So I decided to just go back to only posting them on Instagram. So if that's something that you're into and you like to see those messages, then make sure you follow my Instagram. My Instagram is in the description box, okay? The other message is that I am open for personal readings. If you would like a personal reading by me, they are question based, they are donation based, and the link to fill out the form to get a reading done by me is in the description box as well. I do my readings. I write them, right? So like I'm not explaining it, but I deliver them by via email, and you are guaranteed to get your reading in 48 hours, okay? And every person I've done a reading for has enjoyed my style, and I love doing these readings for you. So if you do need a personal reading, link in the description box, okay? And the last announcement that I'm making is that I am open for commissions. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm an artist, I'm a painter, and I am ready to do portraits for you guys. If you haven't seen my art style, I would suggest to go check it out. Even if you don't want a portrait, please go and support. Please follow, please like. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think of my art. If you're an artist as well, make sure to drop your Instagram or whatever social media you have. Make sure to drop that in the comments, because when I tell you I've been feeling something for the artist, right? There is something shaking in the art world. So if you're an artist and you've been feeling it too, let me know in the comments. Drop your addy, okay? Not your real one, just your social media one, okay? Anyway, let's get into the groups. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got all night. Mm. So I picked these 3 items. All right. The first item, which is going to be group 1, is going to be this key, this black skeleton key. Group 1 is the black skeleton key. Group 2 is the whatever this is. It's actually a picture frame, but it looks like, one of those movie things, and I don't really know what this is called. So group 2 is this picture frame keychain. And then group 3 is going to be this hunk of black tourmaline. Group 3 is going to be this hunk of black tourmaline. All right. If you need a moment to meditate on which group you belong to, go ahead and do that. If you're in the playback gang, then pause the video so that you can meditate, okay? So that you can meditate. All right. So let's go ahead and let's just do it. Let's just do it. I'm in a good mood. So group 1, you're beginning at 5:48. 5:48. All right. So, group 1, you've chosen the skeleton key. We want to know how you can increase your confidence. So, the way I'm doing your reading is first we're going to get how do you see yourself. So, I'm going to get 3 cards for how does group 1 see themselves? How does group 1 see themselves? And you guys, this is going to be an honest reading. So, if you feel like you might be a little sensitive or this might be a heavy topic for you, then feel free to click off, okay? Also, please remember that all energy is fluid, so not all messages will resonate. All right, just take what resonates, leave the rest alone. It's probably for somebody else, okay? So, how do you see yourself, group 1? How do you see yourself, group 1? Okay. We have 2 of Pentacles. I heard careful. And then we have the Hierophant. I heard strict. Interesting. Okay. You see yourself as, I want to say, a planner. Okay. Right? Careful and strict. It makes me think of somebody who thinks ahead and who is planning, you know, or attempting to, you know, avoid disasters, right? Careful and strict. Then we have death here at the bottom of the deck. So group 1, you've gone through a transformation to get to this strict energy, right? You kind of see yourself as a hard ass. Like, I'm almost hearing because you have to be. You have to be, right? You feel like you have to have these rules, have these boundaries, all right? Let's get some more cards. How do you see yourself, group 1? How do you see yourself, group 1? How do you see yourself? We have 2 of Swords. Hidden. I'm hearing I don't have a choice, but there's something hidden here. But I feel like, it's almost like you are hidden, right, from others somehow. It's something about how people's choices, they feel other people may, maybe people you feel you don't have a choice but to cut them off and or hide or not. There's something about, interesting. Fall back. Fall back. We got 4 of Swords. Fall back. I do see you questioning your decisions. It's like you make decisions, right, from this place of being kind of strict, defensive, right, protective of yourself. because you feel you have to. You feel with this Two of Swords, you feel like sometimes you have no choice, but then I'm also seeing you kind of questioning if there was another option, if there was another choice that you could have taken, or another course or plan of action you could have taken. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you're wondering if you are too harsh, you know? It's almost like you're wondering if hmm, like if there's something you're not seeing. Okay. Mm. I want to put this here because that's where I wanted it. Let's get one more card about how group one sees themselves. How does group one see themselves, Spirit? We have power. So you definitely see yourself as a powerhouse watching. Ooh, watching. I heard observer. There's something here. Ooh, even here looking into this little booklet. I feel like your energy in this, in regards to this question, it's almost like you see yourself as some, maybe it's a clear type, a clairvoyance that this is hinting at, or it could just be more so about your perception is very sharp, right? And it's a power, right? It's definitely a force, okay? You see yourself as somebody who kind of can see through the veil a bit. You know what I mean? And maybe that's what that's here. It's like the things that people can't see, right? The things that, you know, other people aren't aware of, the other things that you're able to witness. Okay? And it's almost like, even like when in regards to options, right? It's like you, because you are able to perceive these other avenues, you're able to, take action in different directions, in different ways. Mm. I feel like group one already, you see yourself in a high light, right? You see yourself in a high regard. But at the same time, I do feel like you question this. And I think that is normal, right? Because I don't get a sense of arrogance here. It, like I said before, there's a protective energy. It's almost like a responsibility. You take yourself seriously, okay? Maybe what's changed is that maybe some relationships have changed you with the Four of Swords here with, and then the Death right above it. I feel like it was a decision or a course of action that changed you. Mm. And it's something you felt like you had to step back from, but it's like that stepping back was kind of like with the kid, that was like you going through a whole new door. It was, you know, it created a shift. Okay. Oh, sorry, I have the sniffles. Maybe I should put on my sweater. Mm. Okay. Group one. I want to see what is affecting the, how you see yourself, right? That's why I asked that question, because I want to know, like, how is this affecting how you see yourself? You know what I mean? Or what is affecting hmm, how you see yourself? Okay. So we're gonna get more. Do I want to get more cards with these? Hmm. I do. Okay. So we're gonna leave these out. All right, I want to get one card. What is a what is affecting how group 1 sees themselves? What is affecting how group 1 sees themselves? What is affecting how group 1 sees themselves? Just one card, please, Spirit. With the Eight of Cups here, it's definitely past relationships that kind of went wrong. Yeah. Well, what is this? We have the Six of Cups at the bottom here, right? It's like a lot of reminiscing, right? It's like you think back on these situations that didn't really pan out, and it causes you to question yourself. Remember, like were you right? It's like you wonder, like, was I in the right, or was I wrong? Is something, did I, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's something about the situation here. um you know what it is? It's almost like you want, maybe people lied to you, right? Maybe there were lies in the past, but I'm getting this energy of you feeling like you couldn't trust these people, right? Having to reevaluate the trust with these past connections. And so now it's like you question, you know, if there's something you don't see about them, right? Are there red flags that you are not catching? You know what I mean? It's like you have these strict boundaries because you don't want to miss the red flags. You know what I mean? Um, you know, you're strategic. It's like the way you deal with people now is strategic. And I do feel like the way you are executing, you know, this red flag detector inside of you, the way you're operating it is a power, and it makes you a force because people cannot get over you. I'm definitely seeing, like, you're watching people, you pay attention to people, you know what I mean? And it's not anything to be ashamed of. It's not a weakness, it's a power. But it's that underlying questioning, right? That worry, right? It's that anxiety of, can I really trust this person? Are they doing things, or is something happening behind the scenes that I'm not aware of, that is kind of putting like a bit of a damper on your parade? It's like it sneaks in, right? You start remembering things, and then all of a sudden that doubt creeps in about, you know, is there anything I missed? What did I miss? Right? It's like you don't want to miss anything. Okay. Let's get one more card for what did I want to get a card for? Uh what is affecting how you feel about yourself? What is affecting? Four of Pentacles. Hmm. Hmm. I heard withholding. There was something in the past, withholding. Somebody was withholding something from you. And with the Four of Pentacles, they could have been withholding money from you, but it could have been another resource. They were withholding some type of resource from you. This the bottom of the deck is the King of Pentacles, but when I was shuffling, it was upside down. It's almost, and then right underneath was this Knight of Pentacles. I mean, this Knight of Wands upside down. So I feel like this person in the past maybe had the resources or had the ability to be there for you, but somehow withheld something and really let you down, right? It was a breach of trust. And you have, it's like this fear of being betrayed in this way that kind of like it haunts a bit. It's kind of, it's like a stuck, right? You know how something is like a stuck or a stain, you know, on something. It's like whenever you think about it, like I said, it's like a dark cloud. It's like a little rain cloud on your parade, right? You could have a good day, but then as soon as you think about this, it's like a like a you know, because like I said, this person didn't want to give. They were withholding something. And with this Knight of Wands right underneath, this was like maybe a something about like a lack of commitment. This person could have been a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many things coming through with that Knight of Wands. All right, give me 1 second. All right, so now, oh, no, I need one more card. I forgot. One more card. Yeah, this situation is kind of unfolding. I wasn't sure which questions I wanted to ask, but this situation is really unfolding. And I think this is great because when we get to the next question, it's going to come together. So, what is affecting how Group 1 sees themselves? What is affecting how Group 1 sees themselves? One more card, please. What is affecting how Group 1 sees themselves? We have birth. Ooh. Birth. So for some of y'all, that's going to be literal. You could be pregnant, right? Like you're having mood swings or mood. I don't know. Is it mood swings? But yeah. With retrace your steps, I do feel like you're being kind of told to interesting. Maybe this person, you could have been pregnant with this person. Maybe you could have had an abortion, right? With the retrace your steps. Maybe you got this, dang, I forgot that maybe could be like a bad word, but maybe you could have gotten this pregnancy reversed with retrace your steps. Maybe you feel like, maybe for some of you, you had a child with this kid, but you feel like this was a decision that set you back in some ways, right? You have to kind of backtrack to get back on track. You know what I mean? See where you lost yourself or see where you forgot something. With this birth here, I also feel like you changed, right? It's also like I said, pointing to this death here, birth and death and birth. Like there was a change that happened in the past or an awakening that you had in the past that may have caused some conflict, right? Or maybe you found out something. Maybe this other person got somebody else pregnant. I don't know. I feel like that is kind of ambiguous. But with the retrace your steps, like I said, I feel like this was like a setback. It created a setback for you. And that haunts you as well. It's like you had to kind of dig your way out of this hole because of the way that this situation set you back. Okay? And like I said, when you think about it, it just brings you down a bit. But it's something about what you're thinking about. And like I said, it's that doubt. Like you start to wonder what other people are doing, or you start to wonder what it is that you could be missing, right? It's like PTSD. You're like, you know, what if I'm not clocking it? What if I'm missing something? What if that meant this, but I didn't, you know what I'm saying? It's like vigilant, you know what I mean? But anyway, let me get a sip of my tea. Now I want to know what can you do about this though? What can you do about this? And I'm going to get this I think these are the Gaia Oracle cards. I really haven't used these in a long time. So we're just going to get one card to see what you can do about it. And then we're going to get another card for your overall advice. And that'll be the end of your reading, Group 1. Okay. So, God, I'm getting the sniffles. I might need to bring my space heater in here, but we'll see. What can group one do about this? What can group one do about this to increase their confidence? What can group one do about this to increase their confidence? Oh, I love this. Okay, we have purification, emotional cleansing, rejuvenation. For some of you, I think this is pretty literal as well. Like maybe for some of you, you need to take a bath. You need to do a cleansing bath, like a ritual one where you know, uh do your best to kind of like purge yourself of kind of the baggage, the emotional weight is what it seems like, right? You may need to do a cleanse. I love with the bath and then or with the water here, and then we have birth. It makes me think of Venus, okay? And so maybe you have some resonatingness with Venus. Maybe you consider yourself Venetian, but I'm also getting like you need to focus on just self-care, right? Making yourself feel beautiful. I feel like this past relationship really did a damper on you know how you show, or I don't know, it's like it really shifted your focus to the wrong direction, because I don't think any of you are necessarily letting yourself go, but I feel like you need to be focused more on you, right? Focus more on making sure that you feel beautiful, that you feel abundant, and that you feel powerful, right? Because you are, and I do think you feel powerful, but it's just kind of like in those moments, try to redirect your focus. Like when you feel, those angry or sad or frustrated feelings coming on and those thoughts coming on, you kind of have to like catch yourself, right? Retrace your steps, kind of like go, fall back from that energy. You know what I mean? So that you can, and then just redirect that energy or that focus or that passion or that drive to enhancing yourself or your life or your whole, right? Or your experience. Just redirect that energy back to yourself, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's almost like conditioning, right? This is all in the mind, all right? Um it's kind of like your thoughts control your emotions kind of thing, all right? So now we have these cards, and I forgot what these are called, but they're like goddess cards, okay? And I thought that was so appropriate for this reading. So I'm going to get one card just for your overall advice, group 1. What is group 1's overall advice in regards to increasing their confidence? Ooh, one card immediately. Weave the future golden. Weave the future golden. Something good is coming your way. Kuan Yin now assists you to weave your future into the present moment, to call in and draw to you the opportunities, teachings, circumstances, and synchronicities that are waiting for you, and which will enable your soul to live its divine destiny with greater abundance, bliss, and creative fulfillment. Ooh. mm. It's almost like the advice is to just be positive. And it's really what we were just saying, you know what I mean? Your thoughts control your emotions. I'm really focused on how it's kind of just affirming you. This card is really kind of affirming you and letting you know that good things are on their way. It's kind of like a call to action. Weave the future golden. Kuan Yin now assists you to weave your future into the present moment, right? You're going to be assisted. You have help, right? You are not alone, okay? You are worthy, right? Whatever this person could not give you, you are going to receive tenfold. You don't need to receive from that person. You can do this all all by yourself with faith. Faith that you are in collaboration with the universe, all right? So I want to look at the picture on the back because each card has like a goddess on the back. I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, it's a very beautiful picture. Interesting. Okay. I love are these like leaves? It's like little fall leaves. I love that because it makes me think of change, right? The seasons changing, okay? And like I said, you've gone through such a change, a rebirth, you know? Maybe you had, like I said, you went through a metamorphosis that put a rift in this connection, okay? So anyway, that's what I have for you today, Group 1. I hope that was insightful. I hope that was helpful. Please let me know down in the comments. If you would like to be notified whenever I post a video, then go ahead and make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. Okay? So, good night, Group 1. If you're hanging out for Group 2, then be patient with me while I grab some socks and then clean up for the next group. All right, y'all. I'm back. I feel like that was pretty, it wasn't like super abstract, but I do feel like it was, it felt varied, right? I don't know if that's, I feel like that's the best I can say. Like, it was like there was a cohesive theme, but I could tell that perhaps a lot of people chose group one, you know? I do have a theory that, at least for me on my channel, that group one is the dominant energy of the collective, right? Or my collective, right? The people who watch my videos, that's the dominant energy. And then the more I get into the groups, the more specific it gets, because those those energies are not as dominant on this channel. So I don't know, that's my own personal theory. If you're a reader, like, what's your theory on, like, do you have any theories on your groups, or I don't know. Somebody's gonna know what I mean. I'll be honest, I went and had a slice of pizza and I had a cookie, so that's why I took a minute. I wish I had brought another cookie with me. Anyway, so I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to move on to group number 2. Group number 2, you've chosen this thing. You've chosen this, group 2. If you know what this is called, please let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate it, because I feel silly. I feel so silly. But anyway, group 2, how can you improve your confidence? We're first going to ask Spirit, how do you see yourself? And you know, the reason I'm doing it this way is because I want this to be comprehensive, right? Let's get to the root. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's really understand where you're coming from. Okay? So I want to know, how does group 2 see themselves, Spirit? Just one card, please. How does group 1 see themselves? I might do this a little different than group. Oh, I said group 1, didn't I? Okay, it's not going to count. Spirit, how does group 2 see themselves? One card, please. How does group 2 see themselves? Okay. We have 8 of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Pentacles. What is affecting how group 2 sees themselves? Oh, I'm doing this a slightly different than group 1. I heard work in progress. Okay. Work in progress. How does group 2 see themselves, Spirit? How does group 2 see themselves? How does group 2 see themselves, Spirit? We have the Emperor. Wow, I mean, y'all are already confident. Look, y'all are already confident, okay? But hey, you know, everybody, there's always work to be done. Let me tell you something. There's always work to be done. So the fact that you're even showing up here to watch this reading lets me know that you're a person, no matter what group you're in, right? You could be watching the live, you could just be watching all 3. It don't matter what group you chose. If you're watching this video, so far it looks like you are somebody who cares about improving yourself. You care about improving yourself. And I commend you on that. Okay? Because there's always work to do. Because the world is always changing. So if you ever stop trying to improve yourself, guess what? You're gonna fall behind hard. Alright? But not you. Group 2. What is affecting how group 2 sees themselves? What is affecting how group 2 sees themselves? I might do a hype you up reading next. Let me know in the comments if that sounds interesting to you. The Chariots. Ooh. Wow. So good things. You see yourself very well. I don't know. All right. So far we have the 8 of Pentacles with the Emperor. Group 2, you see yourself as a hard worker, okay? A go-getter, okay? And remember I said work in progress, and we talked about, never being perfect, right? Nobody's perfect, but it's about the work you put in. I feel like you are somebody who, you want to be the best version of yourself all the time. You know what I mean? And it's like you don't want to be your best version 2 weeks ago. No, you want to be the best version that you can be today, right? What's the news, right? What's the news? What's new on the menu is what I'm getting. You know what I mean? With the Emperor here, I heard stand out, right? You stand out above the rest because of this. So even though you may not be perfect, even though you might feel like, you know, there's work to do, which is always true, you are still 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're on business. You're standing on business, group 2. And that makes you a leader, right? Like, you're at the top. You're the leader of the pack. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the alpha is what I'm hearing. And on this end, it's like the reason what is making you feel this way about yourself is a relationship. We literally have the Lovers, group 2. You Somebody maybe, and the way they're dancing, it's like this person supports you, uplifts you, this person is your hype man, right? Remember I said I should do a hype you up video? I feel like this person hypes you up, group 2. This person cheers you on. It's like this person is your best friend, and just the energy they give you, it really puts you in this energy of believing in yourself, believing that you can do the things you say you can do, right? Or want to do. With the Chariot here, it's almost like this was like I'm getting a shift. It was like a change in direction. This was something new. You took a chance, I'm hearing, right? You took a chance in a certain direction with this person. And I feel like the way this man is kind of rising up between these two horses and the light shining behind him, it's almost like you you decided to not be afraid of this choice of path to take, and you just shot towards the horizon. You just went straight towards the prize. You know what I mean? You took that risk towards this person, and it's almost like it's paying off. You feel proud of having made this decision. We have strength at the bottom of the deck. So like I say, you see how this figure is like petting the lion, and they're kind of like, being very cooperative, co-mingling and whatnot. I feel like this person, like I said, supports you, nurtures you, makes you feel beautiful. Like the way this person is stroking this lion's mane, right? Maybe this person strokes your hair for you, or they caress you, or at least the way they make you feel, it's like a caress, like they're always there. You know what I mean? And it really does make you want to, live up to your highest, what I'm saying, expectation of yourself. Guess what, group 2? You got the Emperor again, right? So that's the Emperor twice, which lets me know that you're that guy. You know what I mean? You're that, you could be a lady, but you're that gal, you know what I'm saying? And it's almost like you believe it. You know what I'm saying? You believe it. You believe it because this person is telling you, and it feels real. You believe them. You know what I'm saying? So there's something about this connection with this person, right? With the strength to that's loyalty. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting honesty. I'm getting integrity, right? I'm getting like, just respect here, right? The way y'all communicate to each other, there's like a respect. You know what I mean? And then here we have the Three of Swords. And I think this is interesting, but maybe there was a hurt before, like and then we have the Temperance underneath here. And so it's like, I don't know. I don't want to say a block, but I feel like it's kind of like learning to balance um with the Temperance here, like finding a balance between, you know, loving yourself and being confident, and also, you know, it's almost like I keep hearing I can't with the Three of Swords. And so there's something irrational going on, right? That's why I say it's not a block, but this is like an irrational pain or resistance, right? Definitely in response to something from your past, group two, but it's not quite coming through. I do feel like, you know, there's a part of you who that fears doing too much, right? And so it's like you don't want to do anything, right? You don't want to, you know, if you do too much, then maybe you can be judged for that, you know? But it's like this person kind of uplifts you and encourages you to put aside that belief that you can't, you know, care more or be more, or there's something about more, doing more here, right? Being freer with your expression. You know what I mean? That's definitely coming through. Like that came through so clear. Your expression. Because even in here, like they're dancing. They're dancing. This lion is like smiling, you know what I'm saying? Being vulnerable, being comfortable, right? Letting loose. Okay? I want to get 2 message cards about this as well. How does group 2 see themselves? I think also like asking about how you see yourself might definitely give people some clarity if it's resonating, you know, on something on why, or you know, something that I can't necessarily pick up on, you know what I mean? Having that mirror, having somebody just tell you how you see yourself, okay? How does group 2 see themselves? How does group 2 see themselves? Dang, group 2, I forgot to get the timestamp. I feel so bad. How does group 2 see themselves? Okay. Ooh. 8 of Pentacles. You mean it. You mean it. You mean it. The proof is in the pudding. We got cheater reverse. So you see yourself as somebody who quite honestly takes their commitment seriously. You and maybe and this person is coming through very specifically too. It's like I said about how they make you feel, right? This particular person, how they uplift you. It's almost like you see yourself as somebody who would never leave them. You're never nobody else. It's like there's nobody else that can give this to me the way this person does, right? There's no way, like it's like you're deciding like, no, this is my person. Like I won't like, and maybe you've cheated in the past and that's why you have to specify for some of you, not all of you. But other if not, then I really just think it's more so about you like choosing to be, you know, locked in with this person. Like, no, this is my person, right? Like, you know, what 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 is affecting how group 2 sees themselves? What is affecting how group 2 sees themselves? What is affecting how group date? Ooh. Yeah, somebody you're dating. Somebody you're dating. Okay? So I'm ready to get a card. What can we do? What can we do about it? Like, so far, group 2, it doesn't sound like you have much of a confidence issue. You know what I mean? At least group 2. Oh, did I call you group 1 again? But yeah, at least group 1, um, there was some anxiety there. But here, it's almost like it's been cured. It's been cleared. Or at the very least, you've received, you know, the assistance already that you've needed, and it's through this relationship. It's really, you know, I guess you're blossoming. You're blossoming. Okay? Let me know if this is resonating, okay? So I want to know, what can you do about this? What can you do about this to increase your confidence? What can you do about this to increase your confidence? What can you do about this to increase your confidence? Oh, I like it. We have Zen Garden, inner sanctuary, okay? Inner sanctuary. You know, I just heard peace within, being at peace with yourself. You know, I feel like, oh, and then at the bottom we have apprehension, moving out into the world, doubt, fear. And I feel like this is what this person's helping you with, right? This person is helping you to not doubt so much, right? I feel like you have a lot of doubts, right? That kind of make you feel restricted. You don't feel as free. But with this Zen garden here, I really feel like this is more so about being comfortable in your skin no matter where you are, right? Remember I was talking about how these people are dancing and the lovers, right? This individual is free to be themselves in the presence of this other person. This is their safe space. Well, your advice is to be more intentional about creating those safe spaces, you know, in different areas of your life and especially within, right? Your most your most your first sanctuary, your first safe spot has to be inside of you. And so it's almost like you're being called to take this newfound confidence to the next level and expand it so that it's coming from within as well, right? It's more sustainable that way anyway, okay? So before I get your overall advice, I do want to say good job, group 2. I mean, you have been putting in the work, you know what I'm saying? Even if maybe you didn't think to or know how to before this connection, or before maybe it's a friend, right? For some of you, I was definitely also getting a friend. Maybe you've gone out and met somebody and y'all go party or you hang out, and it's maybe your social life is changing. But you know, either way, you have evolved, you know, and that's a feat to always, you know what I'm saying, celebrate. Evolution is beautiful, right? There's always work to do. So you're always going to need to change, right? Evolution is a blessing, okay? So, anyway, I want to get your overall advice from these goddess cards. I forgot what they're called. I think this is the um some Yan Win, or oh, I don't know. I'm so sorry. If I had the box near me, I would be able to read it. But anyway, I'm gonna get one card for your overall advice, group 2. Spirit, what is group 2's overall advice on increasing their confidence? What is group 2's advice? Overall advice for increasing their confidence. Oh. Okay. So, you have Nectar of the Lotus. Your devotion to helping others has the effect of squeezing the heart chakra of the Divine Mother. From her heart drips nectar, sweet, sustaining, life affirming energy that feeds you and allows you to nourish many souls. When you are full, well, and vital, you are able to nourish others. You are guided to receive your fill now for your own benefit and the benefit of all. Wow. So, this lets me know that this past connection you were in, maybe you feel like you gave too much, right? You could probably consider yourself a generous person. You know what I mean? If somebody needs a ride, you can give them a ride. If someone needs advice, you're giving them advice. If somebody needs a place to crash, you can give them a place to crash. It's you have this just generous energy. It's not heavy. It's just you being chill, being the good person that you want to be or feel that you already are. But I feel like this was taken advantage of in the past. Okay, with the Three of Swords, like I said, there with this Three of Swords, it's like the Temperance underneath. You gave too much in the past, or you felt taken advantage of. Okay. But now you're in a situation where somebody is giving back to you, pouring into you. Okay. And this is also another call to action. I feel like it says, um, when you are full, well, and vital, you are able to nourish others. Da, 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 da. No, your devotion to help others has the effect of squeezing, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it says you are guided to receive your fill now, right? So spirit is kind of like, your advice is to like stop questioning it, right? All that doubt, receive it. Receive your fill. You deserve it. Okay? That's your advice. Because every time you doubt it, it affects your self esteem. Every time you doubt whether or not you should receive this praise or receive this love or receive this laughter or this affirming energy, right? All you're doing is telling yourself that you're not worthy, and that affects how you see yourself, okay? And right now you see yourself pretty well, but you know, we always want to protect that because it's easier than people think to go back to being insecure or worried or frantic or hiding yourself, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's all I have for you today, group 2. If you're sticking around for the rest of the reading, thank you. I appreciate it. Just be patient with me while I clean this up, okay? Oh my god, I forgot. Okay, sorry. I hope you're still around, group 2. I meant to show you the image on the back. Ooh, and I love this image. Each card has a goddess on the back, and every picture is so beautiful. So whenever I use these cards, I like to show the goddess. All right. So anyway, goodbye, group 2. Make sure to leave a comment. And if you would like to catch more videos by me, then subscribe and ring the notification bell. I'm getting a stuffy nose. I hate that. I'm about to go on a little road trip, guys. So after this, I have to do some packing. I'm super excited. Just a little weekend thing. All right, group 3. You have chosen this black tourmaline, and your reading is starting at 58:45. Okay, group 3. So, with the black tourmaline, let's go ahead and get into the first question we're asking, which is, how do you see yourself? How does group 3 see themselves? All right, let's go ahead and get into it. How does group 3 see themselves? How do you see yourself, group 3? How does group 3 see themselves? We have the Ace of Pentacles. I heard new to this. I'm new to this. Maybe you got a new job. Maybe you're new at the job. Maybe you're like a fresh adult, like a young adult. Maybe you just moved out. You got your first place. Or maybe you're working your first job. I don't know. Well, what is causing group 3 to see themselves like this? Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Did I say group 1? I'm so sorry. I'm going to keep that card though. 5 of Wands. So we have an Ace of Pentacles and a Page of Cups. You see yourself as an Ace of Pentacles because Page of Cups. Because you're inexperienced. Right? Maybe that's why you feel inexperienced. You feel sensitive even. Sensitive. Let's get some of these cards here. How does group 3 see themselves? How does group 3 see themselves? We have a Knight of Cups. Interesting. So you're showing up for sure, group 3. What is causing group 3 to feel this way? What is affecting how group 3 sees themselves? What is affecting how group 3 sees themselves? What is affecting how group 3 sees themselves? The Star. Some people, or even you, might feel that you're naive, but there's like a curiosity, there's an ambition here. Group 3, you could be the youngest person, and you could be pretty young. You're the youngest person somewhere, possibly. And then we have Queen of Pentacles. I feel like there's a determination. You know what I mean? We have 5 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. I feel like for some of you, maybe you feel like you're not doing enough, right? You see yourself as somebody willing to try something new for sure. With the Knight of Cups, I'm getting charismatic, right? I'm getting somebody sweet or charming or romantic, right? But there's a sensitivity here. With the Ace of Pentacles, maybe you haven't had a lot of job experience, but you're kind of old for maybe your mid-20s, but your job experience is lacking. There's something like that where you're older than your experience, or you're new somewhere, but people feel like, maybe they feel like you're dreamy, maybe they feel like you're not, but it's not about other people, but it's like almost like, yeah, how you see yourself, like you see yourself as almost, um it's almost like a finally taking on something, or something's just new. Something's just new. But you feel this way about yourself because with the Page of Cups, I feel like it's like you have a vision of you giving someone something or doing something, providing something, right? I mean, even hearing, a service, right? But it's almost like you have a vision that you are wanting to kind of bring to life, or you have with this Page of Cups, there's something like a gift that you want to bring to life with the Star. And it's something you have to work towards. And maybe that's why you got this job, right? You got this job, or you're pursuing a career, maybe at an older age, um, because it's going to help you get to your goal. But because of the age and maybe even your approach, maybe you see yourself as, being naive, or, unrealistic, or or romantic, right? You're romanticizing something, okay? Um, some of you could be trying to break free from a mother figure, um, or trying to move out of your parents' house. For others of you, I'm just getting an energy of you being, it's like, it's almost like you know how you're perceived, is what I'm getting. Group three, right? You know how you're perceived, is what I'm seeing. Let's get some of these cards. Ooh. All right. We're going to get some messages. So, how does how does group three see themselves? Yeah, I want to tell you, I'm going to take a little nappy nap. How does group three see themselves? One card, please. How does group three see themselves? We have desire. Ooh. There's some passion here. Maybe you're dating somebody. I'm getting some young energy, right? Somebody maybe want to getting a job so they can take somebody on a date. Somebody, you know, wanting to impress somebody, wanting to acquire something that's going to cost money, so they are working. It's like they're flattery, right? Like they're like kind of playing the field to get what they want. I don't know. What is affecting how group three sees themselves? What is affecting how group three sees themselves? One card, please, Spirit. What is affecting how group three sees themselves? Ah, you are only limited by your imagination. Hmm. Some people, oh my gosh, other people's thoughts keep coming into this. Okay, maybe some people feel like you are taking too slow. This was at the bottom of the deck, slow and steady in reverse. Okay, so there's people, I'm just gonna give the message how it's coming out, group three. There are people who think that you're not moving fast enough to achieve something. They can feel like you're too old for your age to be doing or pursuing something. They feel like your mindset is romanticizing something, right? Your mindset, some people are like, feel like maybe you're not being realistic, or you're naive, or there's a lack of experience. But it's like, you have a lack of experience, right? You understand you have a lack of experience, but you're ready to show or do something because you're ready for the next step. For some of you, like I said, I think it's like a combo. Maybe there's even a boss, right? With this Queen of Pentacles, this could be a boss at work, kind of like, not really taking you seriously. It could be a parental figure not taking you seriously. But either way, I'm seeing somebody who kind of has more than you, but they're looking at you. It's almost like I don't want to say you're late in the race, but you may have started way after they started, so they're kind of looking at you like you need to hurry up, right? You're not like them, right? Y'all be going toe to toe with this Five of Wands. It's like um there's some type of disagreement, right? And I really don't even want to get into it because I'm high key so sleepy. But with this, you're only limited by your imagination, right? Like, you kind of want to show out because, or you want to pursue this because your belief in yourself and how you see yourself is sky high, right? You're another high key. Every single group, none of y'all sound like y'all have a confidence problem. None of you guys sound like y'all need help boosting your confidence. But I think it was a great suggestion. This is fun. This was fun, but to me, it's like you have a vision with the star and then the Page of Cups. Like I said, you want to invest in your vision. You know that, it's like this little tiny, uh, I don't know. It's like you're attached to some type of goal, because when I see the cup and then the star, it's giving something a lot more emotional, you know but it's like it's like a purpose, right? Your self-fulfillment. And you just, it's like this is a limitless view of yourself. You know what I mean? And that's why you're like, yeah, I might be late to the game, but I'm going to grad school, right? It's like, yeah, I might be late to the game, but I'm going to, you know, start a YouTube channel, right? With this night, but it's like people are seeing you as like kind of looking at it that it's like people don't think you're being strategic is what I'm feeling. Like people are, there's people here who feel like you're not being strategic, but what do they even know, right? So it's like you're kind of seeing yourself. It's like you're acknowledging how they see you, and that's why that's coming through like that. But I want to know, what can we do about it? Right? What can we do about increasing your confidence? Right? Like I said, you already sound confident, but we're gonna ask Spirit anyway. What can you do to increase your confidence, Group Three? What can you do to increase your confidence, Group Three? We have Amethyst, transformation, certainty, confidence. You're certain, right? Oh my gosh. Transformation, certainty, confidence. For some of you, maybe you are being told to work with amethyst on a more literal, in a more literal sense. For others of you, I feel like it's more so about that belief, right? That romanticism that you're being criticized for. It's really your abundance mindset. It's your belief in yourself. And you're kind of just being reminded that this is the strength. This is what's making you confident, right? So don't let how these people are treating you or how they're projecting onto you make you lose this certainty. You know, they might not believe in your dream, but that's because they don't believe in their dreams. How can somebody believe in your dream when they don't even believe in their own dream? These people, they're limited, right? You are only limited by your imagination. These people who've criticized you, they have limited themselves, and now they're confused as to why you are reaching unforeseen heights. And it's because you don't limit yourself, all right? So, I want to get overall advice on how you can increase your confidence with these goddess cards, okay? And then we'll be done with your reading, Group 3. Spirit, please tell me, what is the overall advice for Group 3 for increasing their confidence? What is the overall advice for Group 3 for increasing their confidence? One card, please. Okay. Call of the Dancing Crane. It says, the dancing crane moves through the waters and muddy marsh with elegance and grace. Sometimes the waters of our emotional life become stagnant and will benefit from the healing movement, grace, and beauty of the dancing crane. The call of the dancing crane is a reminder that sound can be healing too. Explore movement, sound, and beauty to help you heal and release old emotions and become radiant and free. So, for some of you, I'm seeing this as very literal as well. You need to listen to some music, right? Some of y'all haven't been listening to music as much, but you know, you need to just be tapping in and listening to some music. There's some songs that have some messages for you. I also feel like this has a lot to do with this amethyst card as well in regards to your third eye, right? Those messages. You know what I'm saying? Spirit wants you to tap more into your intuitive side, okay? Because that's where you're leaning, right? With this faith, right, in yourself and the vision of yourself. Um, this is, you know, an intuitive energy, right? You're allowing yourself to be guided, okay? And so it says explore movement, sound, and beauty. So I feel like this really about getting more in touch with your body, your physical self. And in terms of this situation, I feel like I feel like this has a lot with beautifying yourself. Even when I look at this Queen of Pentacles, I feel like you're also being called to invest in your looks, you know, and that's going to mean something different to everybody because everybody deals with different things regarding their looks, but there's some area of your appearance that you should invest in more, and that will definitely help you, you know, at the very least maintain confidence. Like I said, you seem real confident, but yeah. Now let's look at the picture. Ooh, I like this. It's almost like I almost saw like she had like one of those space helmets on. But very beautiful image. And look, I knew there was going to be some amethyst or purple elements in this card, and I feel like yeah, that third eye energy is coming in real strong because like I said, that is the guiding faith that you have, right? Is your third eye. So, anywho, that's all I have for tonight. I really hope you guys enjoyed this live pick a card. Like I said, if you have any suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments and I'll get to them. And if you like to be notified whenever I post new videos, make sure you do subscribe and ring that notification bell. So, good night, everybody.